It is. Attention. Salute left. The military parade commemorating the 80th anniversary of victory is reviewed by the Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, Andrei Belosov. Commanding the parade is Commander-in-Chief of the Russian Ground Forces, Army General Oleg Salikov. Comrade Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, the troops of the Moscow garrison participating in the parade to honor the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War have been assembled. Commander of the parade, Army General Salikov, reporting. The review of parade formations of the Moscow garrison begins. Today, over 11,500 troops from the Russian Ministry of Defense and other security agencies, the FSB, Amercom, and the National Guard, take part in the parade. Over 1,500 service members in the parade formations are the veterans of the special military operation. Minister of Defense Andrei Belosov proceeds to greet the ground forces troops. Greetings, comrades. I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. During the special military operation, the ground forces have gained invaluable combat experience, bringing the training of units to a new, higher level. In the most challenging conditions, ground forces soldiers operate with cohesion and determination, showing courage, bravery, and unshakable will to win. Greetings, comrades. I congratulate you on the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great Patriotic War. formations of the Airspace Force. The personnel of the Airspace Force support combat operations in the Special Military Operations Zone with precision-guided weapons and full firepower, destroying strategic targets, enemy equipment, deep behind enemy lines and on the front line.
Здравствуйте, товарищи!
Greetings, comrades.
Поздравляю
I
вас
congratulate
с
you on
80-й
the 80th
годовщиной
anniversary of the
победы
victory
Великой
in the Great
Отечественной
Patriotic
войне.
War. The Minister of Defense saluted the parade formations of the Kremlin cadets, military police, the National Guard, and Emmercom of Russia, military railroad troops, and Russian Cossacks.
Здравствуйте, товарищи!
Greetings, comrades.
Поздравляю вас
I congratulate
с
you on the
80-й
80th
годовщиной
anniversary
победы
of the victory
Великой
in the Great
Отечественной войне.
Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense congratulated parade formations of the Strategic Missile Forces, Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense Troops, Airborne Forces and Engineering Troops on Victory Day.
Здравствуйте,
Greetings,
товарищи!
comrades.
Поздравляю вас
I congratulate
с
you
80-й
on the 80th
годовщиной
anniversary
победы
of the victory
Великой
in the
Отечественной
Great
войне.
Patriotic War. The Minister of Defense saluted the parade formations of special military operation participants, the Navy, the Federal Security Service, women service members, foreign military formations, and the youngest participants in the parade, Suvorov cadets, a hymn of naval school students, cadet corps members, and UNARME representatives. Defense Minister Andrei Belausov has completed his review of the troops and proceeds to the central stand to report to the President of the Russian Federation, Supreme Commander-in-Chief, Vladimir Putin.
Товарищ Верховный Главнокомандующий Вооруженными силами Российской Федерации, войска Московского гарнизона к параду в ознаменовании 80-й годовщины победы в Великой Отечественной войне готовы. Министр обороны Российской Федерации
Defense Minister Belausov reporting. It is.
Дорогие граждане России,
dear citizens of the
дорогие
Russian
ветераны,
Federation, dear veterans,
уважаемые гости,
dear guests,
товарищи солдаты и матросы,
comrades, soldiers
сержанты
and
и
naval sailors,
старшины,
sergeants and
мичманы и
ensigns,
прапорщики,
midshipmen,
товарищи офицеры,
officers,
генералы и адмиралы.
generals and admirals.
Поздравляю вас с
I
80-летием
congratulate you on the
победы
80th
в
anniversary
Великой Отечественной войне.
victory in the Great Patriotic War.
Сегодня всех нас объединяют
Today
чувства
we're all
радости
united by
и
feelings of
скорби,
joy and grief,
гордости и
pride
благодарности,
and gratitude,
преклонение перед поколением,
bowing
которое
deep to the
сокрушило
generation
нацизм,
that crushed Nazism,
ценой миллионов жизней
paying the price of
завоевало
millions of
свободу и
lives
мир для всего человечества.
for the freedom and peace
Мы верно
for the entire
храним память
humankind.
об этих исторических
You faithfully preserve the memory of
триумфальных
those historic,
и
triumphant
как
events.
наследники победителей
And as heirs
отмечаем
to
праздник 9 мая
winners, we celebrate
как родной,
the
как
holiday of the
самый
9th
главный
of
для
May
страны, для всего
is the
народа,
biggest for our country,
для
for the whole
каждой семьи,
nation, for every
для
family,
каждого из нас.
for every one of us.
Наши отцы,
Our
деды
fathers,
и прадеды
our grandfathers and
спасли
great-grandfathers
Отечество
saved
и завещали нам
our motherland
защищать Родину, быть
and call upon us
сплоченными,
to
твердо
defend
отстаивать
our
свои
homeland
национальные интересы,
and be strong in defending our
нашу
national interests,
тысячелетнюю историю,
our
культуру,
1,000-year-long
традиционные
history,
ценности.
culture, and traditional values.
Все, что нам дорого,
Everything that we hold
что свято
dear,
для нас.
everything that we hold
мы
sacred.
помним уроки Второй
We
мировой
remember the
войны
lessons of World War
и
II
никогда не согласимся
and
с
we will
искажением
never
ее событий,
agree
с попытками
with disrupting
оправдать
its
палачей
history,
и
with
оправдать
attempts at justifying
подлинных победителей. Наш долг
the perpetrators.
отстаивать честь
Our duty
бойцов и
is to
командиров
defend
Красной
the
Армии,
honor of soldiers and officers of the Red Army
подвиг разных
and their
представителей
great
разных
feat
национальностей, которые навсегда
done by
останутся
representatives
в
of
мировой
different nationalities that will forever
русскими
remain in
солдатами.
world history as Russian soldiers.
Россия была и будет
Russia
несокрушимой
has been
преградой
and
для
will be
нацизма, русофобии,
A barrier in the way of Nazism, Russophobia,
будет
anti-Semitism.
бороться с бесчинствами,
Russia will continue
что творят
to fight
поborщики этих
atrocities
агрессивных,
perpetrated
разрушительных идей.
by followers of those destructive
Правда и
ideas.
справедливость
Truth
на
and
нашей
justice
стороне.
are on our side.
Вся страна
The entire country, the whole society, the whole
поддерживает
nation
участников специальной
support
военной
the
операции.
participants of the
Мы
special
гордимся
military
их
operation.
смелостью и
We are
решительностью,
proud of their
той
bravery,
силой духа,
the
которая
strength of
всегда
spirit
приносила нам
that has
только
always
победу.
brought us nothing but victory.
Дорогие друзья,
Dear friends,
Советский Союз
the
принял на
Soviet
себя
Union
самые свирепые,
took the brunt
беспощадные удары врага.
the fierce
Миллионы
blows
людей, знавших лишь
of the
мирный
enemy.
труд,
Millions of people
взяли
who
в
had
руки
known
оружие.
only peaceful labor took up arms and stood strong on all the heights and all the borders, determining the outcome of the entire World War II with their undisputed victories in the biggest battles under Moscow and Stalingrad at the Bulge of Kursk. The courage of defenders of Belarus, who were the first to meet the enemy, defenders of the Brest Fortress and Mogilov, Odessa and Sevastopol, Murmansk, Tula, Smolensk, the heroism of the people of besieged Leningrad, the courage of those who fought on battle lines in partisan units and in the underground, the courage of those who under enemy fire evacuated factories and worked in the rear. The plans of the Nazis to conquer the Soviet Union met the resilience of the country and the heroism of the people. All the republics bore the burden of the war. The contribution of the people of the Central Asia and Transcaucasian region, sending echelons of everything the front lines might need. They housed hospitals where hundreds of thousands of evacuated people found shelter, and locals shared their bread, their roofs, their houses with them. We honor every veteran of World War II We bow deeply to the memory of those who gave their lives for victory, to the memories of the sons and daughters, fathers, mothers, grandfathers and great-grandfathers, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, families and friends. We bow our heads to our fallen comrades who died in the battle for Russia. I announce a minute of silence. Dear friends, in the fiery orbit of World War II drew almost 80% of the population of the planet. A complete defeat of the Nazi Germany, the militarist Japan, and their satellites all across the world was achieved through joint efforts of the United Nations. We will forever remember that the opening of the Second Front in Europe after the decisive battles on the territory of the Soviet Union brought the victory closer. We highly appreciate the contribution made to the common victory by soldiers of the Allied armies, participants of the resistance, the courageous people of China, everybody who fought in the name of a peaceful future. Dear friends, we will forever look at our veterans, take example in their sincere love to motherland, their determination to defend their home, the values of humanity and justice. These traditions, this great legacy, will be given the most important place in our heart, and we will pass this on to future generations. We will forever rely on our unity in military and peaceful labor, in achieving strategic goals, in achieving goals in the name of Russia, its magnificence and well-being. Glory to the winning people. Congratulations on the great Victory Day. Parade, attention.
Первый батальон прямо. Остальные направо. На плечо. Равнение направо. Шагом марш!
Leading the marching troops is the parade commander, Army General Oleg Salukov. Marching across Red Square are the cadets of the Moscow Military Music College, named after Lieutenant General Valery Halilov. In 1940, young musicians were first entrusted with the honor of opening the military parade on Red Square. For 85 years, their drumming has set the rhythm and pace of the parade formations. Leading the parade formation is the head of the college, honored artist of Russia, Colonel Alexander Gerasimov. Marching past the stands are the flag groups carrying the state flag of the Russian Federation, the banner of the Russian Armed Forces, and the victory banner. The flag group is escorted by an honor guard from all three branches of the armed forces: the ground forces, the aerospace forces, and the navy, all from the 154th Separate Preobrazhensky Commandant Regiment. The historical section of the parade begins with banners representing the 10 fronts of the final stage of the Great Patriotic War. On Red Square are 45 battle flags of legendary formations and military units. These sacred relics are carried by the heirs to the heroism and glory of the Great Patriotic War veterans. Marching in formation are infantrymen with the famous Mosin rifles. The bloody burden of the war lay heaviest on the infantrymen's shoulders, and they emerged victorious with honor. Marching on the cobblestones of Red Square are wartime military pilots. In fierce aerial combat, they won air superiority and shattered the myth about the invincibility of Nazi aces.
During the war years, military sailors became a model of unparalleled courage and bravery, displaying mass heroism in amphibious assaults and naval battles. On the march are the sappers and engineers of the Great Patriotic War. They cleared the way for advancing troops, built water crossings, constructed defensive lines, and restored liberated lands to peaceful life. Now marching through Red Square are military scouts. Courage, swiftness, and military cunning were the keys to their success. In the first days of the war, border guards earned immortal glory. Not a single border outpost retreated under enemy assault. Soldiers holding their ground while being vastly outnumbered, fighting to the last bullet. Representing the Kazakhs is the parade formation of the Kuban Kazakh host, led by the host Ataman Alexander Vlasov. During the Great Patriotic War, more than 600,000 Kazakhs rose to fight against the fascist invaders. On Red Square, wearing the uniforms of wartime cavalrymen, is the Presidential Regiment's Honor Cavalry Escort. It is part of the Moscow Kremlin Commandant Service, which itself belongs to the Federal Guard Service of the Russian Federation. Cavalry formations took part in all the major battles of the war, liberating Vienna, Berlin, and Prague. From the very first days of the war, all the peoples of the Soviet Union stood shoulder to shoulder in the fight against fascism. Today, we are honored to welcome at the parade military units from the nations representing the Commonwealth of Independent States. Entering Red Square is a unit of the Peacekeeping Brigade of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Commanding the unit is Samir Rezvan Olu. Marching across Red Square is the parade formation of the 5th Separate Special Forces Brigade of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Belarus. Commanding the unit is Colonel Nikolai Smehovich. Representing the Armed Forces of the Republic of Kazakhstan is the parade formation of the Air Assault Forces, led by Colonel Almaz Tuliganov. Joining the parade is the Honor Guard Battalion of the National Guard of Kyrgyzstan. They are led by Colonel Nurbek Dushanbayev. Representing the Armed Forces of Tajikistan is the parade formation of the country's mobile forces, led by Lieutenant Colonel Rustam Sharifzada. Now marching across Red Square is the Honor Guard Battalion of the Ministry of Defense of Turkmenistan. Commanding the Honor Guard is Major General Bashmurat Berdinazarov. Now comes the parade unit of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Uzbekistan. They are led by Colonel Zafarjan Halikchayev. Marching through Red Square are servicemen of Allied armies. Opening the procession are the cadets of the 1st Army Officer Training School of the Vietnam People's Army. Commanding the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Ham Khak Jang. Entering Red Square is the parade formation of the military police of the armed forces of the Arab Republic of Egypt, led by Colonel Mahmoud al-Harsawi. Now joining the parade is the Honor Guard unit of the People's Liberation Army of People's Republic of China. Commanding the formation is Senior Colonel Zhu Wei-min. Marching across Red Square is the parade unit of the People's Army of Laos, led by Lieutenant Colonel Hon Vilai Pon. Now joining the parade is a unit of the Armed Forces of Mongolia, led by Lieutenant Colonel Engbatarin Belek Saihan. And now entering Red Square are servicemen of the parade regiments of the Armed Forces of Myanmar. Commanding the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Bin Tet Min. Marching through Red Square are young participants in the parade. These are the cadets of the Moscow Suvorov Military School. They are led by Colonel Igor Yakimov. The school has produced 16 heroes of the Soviet Union and Russia. Marching across Red Square is the parade formation of the Tver Suvorov Military School, led by Colonel Sergei Tundenkov. For its contributions to youth education, the school has been awarded the Order of Honor. Entering the parade is the ceremonial formation of the St. Petersburg Nahimov Naval School of the Order of Honor, led by Vice Admiral Alexei Maximchuk. Thousands of officers began their study of naval warfare and maritime sciences in this school. Marching across Red Square are the cadets of the Kronstadt Sea Cadet Corps. Leading the formation is the head of the corps, Captain First Rank Nikolai Davbeshko. For 30 years, the Kronstadt Military School has been training future generations of naval commanders. Now on Red Square are the best of the best from the All-Russian Military Patriotic Public Movement Young Army, or UNARMIA. The movement unites over 1,800,000 young men and women. Leading the formation is the veteran of the Special Military Operation, Nikita Kozlov. UNARMIA members honor and preserve the historical memory of the defenders of the fatherland and serve as role models for their peers. With the banners of their combat units in hand, the parade formations of the veterans of the Special Military Operation now enter Red Square. Leading them are heroes of the Russian Federation, Lieutenant Colonels Yevgeny Khabarov and Vitaly Antonov. Among them are 20 heroes of the Russian Federation, 44 recipients of the Order of St. George, and 54 recipients of the Order of Courage, awarded for bravery and valor in combat missions. Opening the Ground Forces Regiment procession are students of the Combined Arms Academy of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, led by the head of the Academy, hero of Russia, Colonel General Gennady Anashkin. The parade formation today consists entirely of officers who participated in the special military operation. These are future commanders of the Russian armed forces. Among them are heroes of the Russian Federation Mikhail Martsev, Alexei Mishchenko, Mikhail Popov, and Ainur Sofiulin. Marching through Red Square are the cadets of the Military University of the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation, led by the university head, Lieutenant General Igor Mishutkin. The Military University is the country's only higher military educational institution, specializing in the social sciences aspect of military education. It has trained over 230,000 officers. More than 300 have been awarded the titles of Hero of the Soviet Union, Hero of the Russian Federation. Marching across Red Square are the graduates of the Army General Krylov Military Logistics Academy. Leading the formation is the head of the academy, Lieutenant General Ilgar Romanov. In both peacetime and wartime, logistics units ensure uninterrupted supply of all essential resources to the Army, necessary for achieving victory. More than 100 logistics officers have been awarded the titles of Hero of the Soviet Union and Hero of Russia. You can now see the cadets of the Mikhailovskaya Military Artillery Academy. Leading the parade formation is Major General Oleg Yegorov. Today, artillery and missile units commanded by graduates of this academy bring our victory closer with their formidable firepower. Over 100 heroes of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation have graduated from this institution. Marching across Red Square now are service women. Leading the unit is Lieutenant Colonel Maria Tashina. Most of the parade participants build on the proud legacy of officer dynasties. Marching past the grandstands is the regiment of the Russian Aerospace Force. It is represented by officers and cadets of the Zhukovsky-Gagarin Air Force Academy. Leading the parade formation is the head of the academy, Colonel General Gennady Zibrov. For 105 years, the academy has been training top specialists for Soviet and Russian aviation and space exploration. On the eve of May 9th, it became the first military educational institution to be awarded the Order of Alexander Nevsky for its contribution to national security, defense readiness, and the training of qualified military personnel. Throughout its history, the Academy's graduates have made significant contributions to the development of national aviation and space programs. Among its most renowned alumni are cosmonauts Yuri Gagarin and Valentina Tereshkova, a legacy shared by all humankind. More than 1,500 graduates of the Academy have rightfully earned the title of Hero of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation. And 23 graduates have been honored with this title for their heroism during the special military operation. Now is the parade formation of the Military Space Academy under the command of the Academy's head, Major General Anatoly Nestychuk. One of Russia's oldest military educational institutions, the Academy proudly bears the name of Alexander Mozhaysky, the designer of the first Russian aircraft, whose 200th anniversary the country marks this year. Today, the Academy serves as the country's premier educational and research center for training highly specialized professionals in the field of missile and space systems. Marching along Red Square is the regiment of the Russian Navy, led by cadets of the Baltic Higher Naval School named after Admiral Ushakov. Commanding the parade formation is Captain First Rank Yuri Marinin. The school is among the finest institutions in Russia's naval officer training system. Marching across Red Square are cadets of the Higher Naval Engineering School. Leading the formation is the head of the school, Rear Admiral Andrei Klimenko. Over 25,000 naval engineer officers have graduated from this institution.
Marching past the grandstands are cadets of the Peter the Great Naval Corps. Leading the parade formation is the head of the Corps, Rear Admiral Oleg Ignatiuk. For over 3 centuries, this institution has trained outstanding naval commanders. Among its illustrious alumni are Admirals Ushakov, Nakhimov and Kuznetsov. Now come the cadets of the Admiral Makarov Pacific Higher Naval School. Leading the unit is Captain First Rank Pavel Dudin. Over 20,000 graduates of the school have served in all fleets of our country. Now is the time for the parade formation of the Peter the Great Strategic Missile Forces Military Academy. At the head of the formation is the Academy's commandant, Lieutenant General Igor Afonin. During the war, 66 graduates of the Academy were awarded the title of the Hero of the Soviet Union. Today, the Academy trains officers to operate the latest missile systems that will determine the future of Russia's nuclear forces. The parade formation of the Serpukhov-based branch of the Peter the Great Academy is led by Colonel Sergei Semyonov. Its advanced facilities train officers in military and technical specialties for combat duty with state-of-the-art missile systems such as Yars and Avangard. On Red Square, you can now see the cadets of the Ryazan Guards Higher Airborne Command School, named after Army General Margelov. Leading the parade formation is the school's principal, Colonel Oleg Ponomaryov. It is a formation of 100-plus cadets who have been awarded state honors for their service during the special military operation. More than 60,000 graduates of the school have forged the glory of the airborne forces through their heroism and courage. Over 200 of them have been awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union or Hero of the Russian Federation. On the march is the Moscow Border Patrol Institute of the Federal Security Service of Russia. Leading the parade formation is the institute's principal, Major General Mikhail Chepik. The warriors in green caps are always ready to be the first to confront the enemy, courageously defending the nation's borders. Marching across Red Square is the parade formation of the engineering troops, composed of cadets from the Military Engineering Academy, the 2 main command school, and the lead servicemen from the 1st, 28th and 45th Guards Brigades. Leading the formation is the Academy's principal, Major General Andrei Kruglov. During the special military operation, military engineers have successfully carried out tasks, including fortification construction, bridge deployment, and demining of liberated territories. Next are the cadets of the Marshal Timoshenko Academy of Radiation, Chemical and Biological Defense. Leading the parade formation is the Academy's principal, Lieutenant General Igor Yemelyanov. 28 servicemen of the chemical troops have been named heroes of the Soviet Union, and 5 have been awarded the title of the Hero of Russia. Next are the servicemen of the 38th Railway Brigade. Leading the parade formation is the brigade's commander, Colonel Igor Orlov. Now is the parade formation of the military police of the armed forces of the Russian Federation. Leading the formation is Colonel Gennady Makarov. Today, military police personnel are successfully carrying out special assignments in the area of the special military operation. Next are the cadets of the Civil Defense Academy of the Russian Federation, Russian Ministry for Emergency Situation, named after Lieutenant General Mikhailik. Leading the parade formation is the head of the academy, Lieutenant General Viktor Panchenkov. 75,000 graduates of the academy are always ready to rise to the occasion in any emergency. Next is the parade unit of the Dzerzhinsky Separate Operational Division. Commanding the formation is the division's commander, Major General Dmitry Kuznetsov. The division's personnel have consistently demonstrated extraordinary resilience, courage and bravery. Among its ranks are 33 heroes of the Soviet Union and the Russian Federation. You can now see the All-Russian Cossack Society, represented by parade formation of the Terek Cossack Host and the Great Don Army. Leading the formation is Vitaly Kuznetsov, Ataman of the All-Russian Cossack Society. More than 45,000 Cossacks are honorably defending Russia's interests in the special military operation. 11 of them have been awarded the title of the Hero of Russia.
Bringing the marching part of the parade to a close are the cadets of the Moscow Higher Combined Arms Command School. Leading the parade formation is the school's principal, Major General Roman Benikov. In the harrowing year of 1941, the school earned eternal glory for the unmatched bravery of the Kremlin cadets, who gave their lives holding the fascist advance right outside the capital. The finest traditions of the Russian warrior live on today in the school's graduates, who are officers of the Russian Army. As a testament to this legacy, 135 alumni of the school have been awarded the titles of the Hero of the Soviet Union, Hero of Socialist Labor, and Hero of the Russian Federation. Of these, 28 have earned the honor for their heroism during the special military operation. The military band clears Red Square to make way for military hardware. Conducting the band is the Chief Military Conductor, Honored Artist of Russia, Major General Timofey Mayakin. During the parade, the military musicians perform more than 40 musical pieces. The mechanized column begins its movement across Red Square. It showcases 183 pieces of military hardware, both legendary vehicles from the time of the Great Patriotic War and cutting-edge models currently employed by the Russian army. The history part of the parade starts with the column of the legendary T-34 tank and the Su-100 self-propelled gun under the colors of the 1st Guards Red Banner Tank Army. The column is commanded by Captain Alexander Vorobyov. During the war, these crews fought their way to Berlin, liberating more than 130 cities in the Soviet Union, Poland, and Germany. Now entering Red Square are Russia's contemporary armored vehicles. You can now see the 16th Independent Guard Special Forces Brigade's column of all-terrain multi-purpose Tiger-M armored vehicles and multi-purpose armored vehicles with enhanced protection. Leading the formation is Senior Lieutenant Vladislav Minchenko. Rolling across Red Square is a column of armor-protected special-purpose vehicles. They are designed to transport personnel and material in combat areas and provide fire support in the special operations area. Major Artem Shvitkin is at the head of the parade formation. And now, special armored vehicles with 4x4 wheel drive, as well as Linza armored field ambulances. They are designed to provide comprehensive support in searching for and evacuating personnel from the battlefield. The column is headed by Major Mikhail Yahamov. Making their debut today are the BRM-1K combat reconnaissance vehicles of the 136th Separate Reconnaissance Battalion, featuring a new combat unit with remote control and dynamic defense system. Major Sergei Shelpakov is leading the parade formation. You can now see, under the command of Lieutenant Colonel Evgeny Filenkov, the infantry fighting vehicles of the 15th Guards Motor Rifle Regiment of the Shavlinsky Regiment with the Berezhok combat module, which includes a 30mm gun, anti-tank munition, and a cutting-edge fire control system. Rolling across Red Square now is a column of infantry fighting vehicles BMP-3 and advanced IFVs on the Kurganets 25 track platform with the Epocha combat module of the 27th Guard Sevastopol Motor Rifle Brigade. Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Zhukov is commanding the parade formation. Infantry fighting vehicles have become reliable assistance for motorized infantry in combat conditions. Now is the time for a column of T-72 BZM main battle tanks of the 1st Guards Chertkov Tank Regiment, holding 6 orders. Major Pavel Yakovlev leads the parade formation. Next is a column of gas turbine-powered E-80 BVM tanks from the 12th Guards Shepetovka Tank Regiment, led by Major Alexander Gabarayev. Marching through Red Square, the column of the 1st Guard Sevastopol Motor Rifle Regiment. It features Russia's state-of-the-art armored vehicles, the T-90M Prorыв tanks. Commanding the formation is Major Nafis Nuriahmetov. Representing the missile force and artillery of the armed forces of the Russian Federation is a column from the 34th Guards Perikop Artillery Division, equipped with 152mm Msta-S self-propelled howitzers. Commanding the parade formation is Major Mikhail Sizov. The combat capabilities of these self-propelled howitzers allow the crews to destroy enemy outposts and military equipment at maximum range and in minimal time. For the first time on Red Square, the newest 152mm artillery system, Gyatsint K and Malva, mounted on wheeled chassis along with modern models of multiple launch rocket systems Tornado S and the heavy flamethrower system TOS-2 Dosichka. Commanding the formation is Captain Sergei Kazakov. The firepower of these systems allows our troops to deal maximum damage to enemy forces. Now on Red Square, a division of high-precision Iskander-M missile systems from the 448th Missile Brigade, named after weapons designer Sergei Nepobedimy, and the 112th Guards Novorossiysk Missile Brigade, whose military exploits have been recognized with 7 decorations. Leading the ceremonial formation is Major Alexander Moiseyev. Now making their debut on Red Square is a column of the 7th Separate Unmanned Systems Regiment, featuring various types of UAVs and loitering munitions. Among them are Orlan 10, Orlan 30, Lancet 51, Zala, Lancet 52, Garpia, and Giran. Leading the column is Senior Lieutenant Grigory Teplich. All UAVs have seen wide and effective use in the special military operation for aerial reconnaissance, fire adjustment, and elimination of enemy armored vehicles. Entering Red Square are the Russian Aerospace Force troops. Joining the parade are the S-400 Triumph anti-aircraft missile systems of the 584th Guards Air Defense Missile Regiment of the Russian Aerospace Force, commanded by Major Alexei Krivorotko. The S-400 system enables Russia to maintain efficient air defense against all types of air and space threats, which has been confirmed during the special military operation. Next to join the parade are the airborne troops. The 106th Guards Tula Airborne Division is parading on Red Square in multi-purpose armored personal carriers called Rakushka, or Shell. The formation is commanded by Major Sergei Ovchinnikov. The possibility of joint landing of personnel and combat vehicles at any point of combat operations allows paratroopers to complete the most challenging tasks. Parading through Red Square is the formation of the Strategic Missile Forces. First is the parade formation of the 54th Division with autonomous launchers of the Yars missile system. Lieutenant Colonel Vasily Menchenin is commanding the formation. The Yars missile system is capable of concealed deployment and overcoming both current and future missile defense systems. Missile units equipped with Yars systems are the backbone of Russia's mobile nuclear force. The last to appear on Red Square is the formation of wheeled armored personal carriers on the Boomerang platform, bearing the flags of the branches of the armed forces of the Russian Federation. Commanding the formation is Lieutenant Colonel Dmitry Rapisov. In the sky, we see the Kubinka Diamond Formation performed by the renowned aerobatic teams, Russian Knights and Sweeps, flying Su-30 and MiG-29 fighter jets. Leading the group is Colonel Andrei Alexeyev. As the tradition goes, the parade formation is concluded by 6 Su-25 attack aircraft painting the skies above the capital in the colors of the national flag of the Russian Federation. Leading the formation is Lieutenant Colonel Vladimir Mordasov. At the finale of the military parade, the combined military band will perform the song Victory Day. The military parade marking the 80th anniversary of victory in the Great Patriotic War is coming to an end. The military band is leaving Red Square. The victory parade is over. Happy 80th anniversary of the great victory. Glory to the veterans of the Great Patriotic War. Happy Victory Day to all Russians. Hurrah!